Lakeside running and I ain't got time to waste. Now I'm in the car in the backseat, tell me about you keeping me on the chase. I've been feeling all night long. I put out with you, please, it sounds alright. Tempted by your tender love, I'm feeling like a wave on the time, my precious. Oh, what can I do? So, this past Friday we had a grandparents' day at our school, and piloting a really cool 21st century classroom, trying to the transition going paperless using OneNote and all of our Microsoft 365 tools. I decided to showcase all the very cool tools, programs, options, even toys that we've been using this year to our grandparents, and talk about an experience. Those grandparents came in and something simple as just the plain old smartboard, which 10 years ago was pivotal. It was a transitional huge thing, but now we look at the smartboard as a glorified whiteboard. And it's nothing big to our kids anymore, but to grandparents who, some of them even actually recall sitting in a one-room story, one-floored schoolhouse with chalkboards and whatnot to do their work and their cursive writing even. So it's just mind-boggling and whatnot. But yeah, it was quite the experience to have grandparents come in and see that. And, it was something, that's for sure. Song's a good one. Thinking about my kids in the classroom, my own personal kids, gotta stand up for them and provide them with all the opportunities you can. And it's being in the 21st century, we've got a lot of options and tools and programs and really cool things like the microbit, the makey, M-bots, Ozobots, everything under the sun now. You got to explore those things and give your students the opportunity to explore them as well, and maybe utilize these things for something that makes them be able to access that curriculum. I think of one student of mine in particular who I refer to as Gabby in one of my blogs, postings on my blog site. Her parents bought into the whole technology and purchased her an iPad for Christmas. And, this has been the transitional object for her that has taken her to new heights and new levels. And this girl, she's using Scratch Junior to program various different things on, retelling stories and stuff. And, it's engaging. It's that instant glorification and whatnot. And the kids just love this stuff. And, Gabby also is an avid Office Lens user, as she struggles a little bit to get through some of the the reading pieces, and she's not a super strong reader, but Office Lens, being able to read it to her, allows her to now access that curriculum or got that content and be able to do her written components to do with her writing her reading stuff. So Office Lens has been that transitional object for her, that program that's allowed her to access the curriculum at different heights and levels that she previously wasn't able to. So, I mean, for me, it's silly not to explore all the options out there, and you're not going to utilize absolutely everything. There's nothing out there that is set for one particular person, and there's, I mean, so many options. And I think that's the best part of the 21st century is there's so many things out there. Virtual learning, there's blog postings and whatnot, on the iPads, on almost any type of tablet. They have voice-to-speech recognition. OneNote has that for kids nowadays who struggle with the written components. And I think of 5-6 years ago when Kurzweil was huge and pushed out there, and it was drastically something that improved the writing components for kids who struggled with that fine motor pieces. And maybe it was tough for the teachers even to read this, but Dragon came up afterwards, and that was huge. But I mean, there's so many options out there now, and I think about our school in particular and the bring your own device factor we have in Grand Erie, and iPads and whatnot have the word predictor, similar to WordQ. There's so many options out there, and like I said before, there's not just one thing that will work for every kid. Beneath the sheets, I think she's having a meltdown, finding it hard to fall asleep. She won't let anyone help her. Not gonna face wasting time. She won't let go, gonna roll the dice. Losing face starts to shine. I feel no pain when I look at it. I wanna be. I want everything. I want everything. This is a fantastic song to go along with this Carpool Karaoke. What a great idea, Brian, to challenge people to do this. I want to be everything for my kids, my own kids, my students who I basically adopt as my kids for the year. I try to put everything I can in for them to access everything and then some. It does feel like everything. And I'm exhausted at the end of the day. And come June, July and August are glorious. But I'll be honest with you, it feels like everything when those kids utilize some of the resources that we have available for them to access the curriculum and to become someone who is, eager and super excited to come to school and explore various things we're learning. I mean, I think about it, my students right now, we're doing the indigenous people in grade 3 and the early settlers coming in and from Europe and whatnot, and how the indigenous people brought and worked with the early settlers to help them survive, and so many things here. And I think of how I'm going to bring this down to earth for my kids, and guest speakers, Skype field trips, so they can see and experience what it actually looked like. I just recently had some parents come in, and they brought arrowheads and a bison skinned blanket, which was huge. And I'm super excited about Monday, where their boss is coming in, who's an archaeologist, and is going to talk about how to piece together bits and pieces of history. And I feel as if we're super fortunate being at Hagersville Elementary, that's so close to the Six Nations Reserve and New Credit and whatnot, and we have that rich culture so close to us. And I keep thinking about where am I going to go and what I want to do with my kids. And I recently just built myself a green screen, which my wife helped me a lot out with. Thank you, Shannon. The culminating tasks for my kids are going to be dressing up as the indigenous and having the backdrops and whatnot on the green screen. They're going to talk as if they are going to share what they learned about the Indigenous culture as one of them. So I'm super excited about that. Darling, you can do everything you're right. Never close your eyes. Nothing out your mind. Darling, you can do anything. Oh, love this song. I think that's the biggest message I would like to share out there to my kids and my students and everyone else out there, is open up your mind. And all the teachers too. Open up your mind. Be willing to explore and try new things. You can accomplish anything. And like I said before, there's not one particular tool that's going to work for everyone, but when you explore and you find some stuff that works for people, share it out there. Share it with people, and other people will work and collaborate with you. I think this is the most powerful thing about Twitter, is actually being able to share it. I think it's awesome. I'm getting lonely. Please come home, 'cause I want to be with you. Oh, baby, I'm a fool. I know I drive everyone crazy, and I knew that it's not going to change either. It's just who I am, and I like to antagonize my kids in the class, but I also like to challenge them, and they challenge me every day. And I think at the end of the day, you're silly not to give it a whirl. You're silly not to explore the things for your own kids. You know you do it for them. You know you want someone to do it for you, your kids. So go out there, be brave, explore some things, and share, and give things a whirl. You never know what's going to happen. You still drive me crazy. And that's all there is for today.